Sports to the bone family. Blessings, 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 my sports to the bone people. Another Friday. Getting ready to jump into the weekend, my people. Yes, man. I tell you what, it's actually a very special Friday, you know. Very, very special one. The 2nd of May. Today is Brian Charles Lara's birthday. And I want to say a big happy birthday to Mr. Brian Charles Lara. A lot of us that are still attached to West Indies cricket, a lot of us that, we are still passionate. It is because of the work that Brian Lara did in his playing days that has allowed us to become so attached to this team. Even when we are not winning and we're wondering to ourselves, why is it that we cannot let go of West Indies team? Not only because we are from the Caribbean, but it's also because of the work that man like Lara and others did back in their playing days. So shout out to Brian Lara. A lot of great memories. You understand? I can remember to this day. I think it was 2004 when he broke that when he broke that record, when he set the 400. I can remember I was in about grade 4 in primary school when it happened. I still can remember it. You understand? I can remember the commentator shouting out, "There it is! New world record!" Those are the type of moments that you want to be able to remember. You understand? I very rarely these days I have anything in my mind that I can say yes, that really stand out, And for me to be able to remember that from all those years ago, when I was still pretty young, it just goes to show how much that rests on the heart. So big up to Brian Lara. All right, we're gonna be talking a little bit T20 cricket. So the the women of the Caribbean, they are taking part in the T20 Blaze, and we can't leave them out. We have been highlighting the Breakout T20 League. We highlighted the regional championship when it was going on. So we definitely cannot leave out the women. So going to be taking a look at the T20 Blaze. We had a couple of games yesterday, so we're going to be zooming in on those. Plus, we're probably going to talk a little bit about what CWI, what they're saying about using the Breakout T20 League as a platform to analyze players and stuff. So let us get into it, my people. Starting off with Windward Islands Women versus Jamaica Women. This one was a low-scoring encounter. Jamaica Women walking away victorious by 7 wickets. Right, Windward Islands Women, they scored 85 all out in 18.3. So not a huge total at all. Right, and top scoring for them, we saw Fletcher. She got 32 from 23, 2 fours and 1 6. Strike rate of 139. Good to see her getting some runs. Noel also got amongst the runs. She scored 15 from 21. Not a lot of runs, Karina, Noel, 15 from 21. Those were the two top scorers for Windward Islands Women in that knock of 85. Now, bowling for the Jamaica Women, Vanessa Watts, she picked up 3 for 18 from 4. Chidi Nation got 3 for 7 from 3.3 overs. They were also supported by Nicole Campbell, who got 3 for 13 from her 3 overs. Right, Nisha and Wasom, she picked up 1 for 17 from 3. So those were the wicket takers for the Jamaica Women. Now, looking at Jamaica's batting, at the top, Rashada Williams, the captain, she chipped in pretty well. She was left unbeaten on 41 from 49 with 2 fours, strike rate of 84. She did most of the work. Chinelle Henry also got some runs, 26 from 22 with 2 boundaries. Right, the wicket takers for Windward Islands, Holly Charles, 1 for 8 from 1 over. Janelle Glasgow, 1 for 20 from 3. And Afai Fletcher, she got 1 for 9 from 3. So those were the wicket takers there. So the Jamaica Women securing victory, getting 86 for 3 in 15.2 overs after bowling out Windward Islands for 85 in 18.3 overs. All right, let's take a look at Barbados Women versus Trinidad and Tobago Women. In this one, Trinidad and Tobago women, they secured victory by 36 runs, right? This was a low scoring encounter. Well, not as low as the game that we just did, but Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago women, they scored 114 for 7 off 20 overs. Barbados women, they were bowled out for 78 in 17.5 overs. So let's take a look at a little closer now. So Trinidad and Tobago women, they were led by Rachel Vincent at the top. She scored 50 from 54 with 3 fours and 2 sixes. You know, we also saw Brittany Cooper getting 42 from 41 with 4 fours with a strike rate of 102. So those were the two ladies that did most of the work in that innings. And let's take a look at the bowling for Barbados. Keelia Elliott, she was the main destroyer, getting 5 for 17, right? 5 for 17 from 4. She was supported by Shanika Bruce, 1 for 16 from 3. Alison Garden got 1 for 16 from her 3 overs, as Trinidad and Tobago women were bowled out for they were restricted to 114 for 7 of those 20 overs. Now, given the chase, Kashana Knight, she scored 24 from 31 not out. She was supported by Alison Garden, who got 12 for 12 of 21. So those were the two main contributors, as the Barbados women were bowled out for 78. Let's take a look at the bowling for Trinidad and Tobago. Steffi Sugrim, she got 3 for 15 from 3.5. Leanne Kirby, 2 for 11 from 3. And we also saw Anisa Mohammed getting 1 for 10 from 3. Samara Ramanath, 1 for 7 from 4. So those were the main contributors with the ball for Trinidad and Tobago women, as they secured victory by 36 runs. So congratulations to the Trinidad and Tobago women. All right, let's take a look at the final game here. We saw Guyana women going up against Leeward Islands women. Guyana women winning this game by 7 wickets. Another low scoring game. Leeward Islands women, they scored 88 for 7. Guyana women got 89 for 3 in 18.2 overs, right? So comfortable victory there. Leeward Islands women, 88 for 7. Let's take a look at the batters. Joseph, Joseph, she got 28 from 41. Amanda Edwards, the captain, 28 from 29. So those were the two main contributors with the bat. In terms of the bowling for Guyana, let's see who did the damage for Guyana. Shanetta Grimand, she got 3 for 15 from 4. She was supported by Ashimini Monisar, 2 for 17 from 4. And we also saw, let's see who else we got here. Shabika, she got 1 for 22 from 1 for 22 from 4. So that's basically how the bowling went. Now, in terms of the batting for Guyana women, they made light work of it, right? At the top of the order, we saw Grimand getting 33 from 33. She was supported by Shemaine Campbell, the captain, 23 not out from 25, as they got across the line with 7 wickets in hand. So congratulations to the women. All right, just before we go, my people, I was reading a little article here that was sent out by the CWI team. And, you know, they are saying that the Windies T20 Breakout League serves as training ground for next generation of analysts. So they are using the analysts, you know, they are putting the analysts that they have there to work to try and see if they can, you know, bring in information, bring in data that they can use to improve our cricket. You know, the director, Miles Bascom, he indicated that, listen, the data has become a very critical part of international cricket, and you know, they are looking to use this tournament to expose the analysts, you know, to the work that needs to be done. And according to Miles Bascom, you know, they will be making sure that all of the data that is gathered is analyzed and they can be used in the future. So Breakout T20 League, as I said, youngsters are getting an opportunity to showcase their skills, but we also have people in the background using it to get their practice and stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Big up on yourself, stay safe, bless up.